Very well, thank you, ladies, and thanks for joining us on the AM News. Now, in a significant step to catalyze economic growth, the federal government is placing premium on agro-industrial development aimed at diversification of the economy. And in line with this, Vice President Kashim Shettima has flagged off construction of the special agro-industrial processing hub in Calabar, describing the project as a step towards fostering sustainable agricultural growth, job creation, and food sufficiency. Justina Etim reports.
The Agro-Industrial Processing Zones initiative, spearheaded by the federal government in collaboration with states and African Development Bank, expected to add value to agriculture value chain. Vice President Kashim Shettima says the initiative is in line with President Tinubu's quest to industrialize the country and secure a progressive and inclusive future.
Calabar is an enduring reminder of the immense potential that agriculture and agro-industrialization hold for their nation. It is a strategic location to process the produce of agricultural resources and to reposition the sector as a critical component of the economy, as well as a source of livelihood for millions of our citizens.
Cross River State is also ideal for the special agro-industrial processing zones because it has an export processing zone, port facilities, export handling capabilities, and packaging centers.
Cross River State Governor Basio too is optimistic that some key infrastructure in the state will boost global market access.
For us in Cross River State, the establishment of a cluster of smallholders farmers in staples and cash crops such as rice, cassava, millet, cocoa, oil palm, etc., across the state is a right step towards the agro-industrial revolution.
Other key stakeholders in the agriculture sector, including the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, as well as the Minister of State for Industries, Trade and Investments, John Owaneno, affirm that the project is a solution to part of the agricultural challenges plaguing the nation. In Calabar, Justina Etim, NTA News.
Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has concluded her two-day working visit to Taraba State with the launch of the Free to Shine Triple Elimination campaign for the Northeast Geopolitical Zone. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports that the First Lady also announced a donation of a mobile clinic to the state government by Renewed Hope Initiative.
I say I want to get married. I want to go to school. I want to have kids. He said, do you know you can achieve all those things? But standing here today to tell you for the past 19 years, today I've achieved all those.
They are victims and at the same time conquerors of HIV/AIDS. And here they are with their bold testimonies of how early access to diagnosis, robust support system, and non-stigmatization of victims can help reduce vertical transmission of the disease. While flagging off the triple elimination campaign in Taraba State for the Northeast Zone, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu says the frontiers of awareness and action against HIV/AIDS, syphilis, and hepatitis is expanding across the country with the UN/AIDS 95-95-95 target by 2030 in view.
The aim of this target is to see that 95% of the people who are living with HIV/AIDS know their status. 95% of those who are aware of their status are placed on life-saving antiretroviral treatment, and 95% of these people undergo treatment and achieve viral suppression, which means they cannot transmit the virus to others.
She harps on the need for critical stakeholders, including traditional and religious leaders and international partners, to support the campaign.
I rely on you all to do the needful. Also the wives of our service chiefs, you have a lot of women across the nation, and I know you are working on that already, but we can intensify our efforts. To our dear children and youth, this campaign cannot succeed without your involvement. You represent our future.
For the two ladies that spoke out, and now they are free to shine. The government of Taraba State will be appointing special advisors in this field.
1.9 million Nigerians who have HIV can be rest assured that this government will work with partners that are willing to support.
Health is a means to everything we do, and health is outcome of everything we do in terms of development.
And NACA, the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, is fully committed to your noble campaign, and we stand in solidarity with the Free to Shine initiative.
Elsewhere in the state, the First Lady flagged off a mobile clinic and a free education program undertaken by the state government for basic and secondary schools in Taraba State. At the ceremony, she announced a donation of a mobile clinic by RHI to further assist the state in providing quality healthcare services to its rural and underserved communities. From Jalingo in Taraba State, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
And in security, the Defense Headquarters says it will continue to leverage on the wealth of experience of its serving and veteran personnel to curb security threats. And the Chief of Defense stated this in a message to the members of the 51 regular course Nigerian Defense Academy program with the theme Strengthening Unity.
Our country is threatened on all sides by armed and violent non-state groups. I implore you to remain resolute and committed to the defense and security of Nigeria and her citizens, regardless of ethnic or religious affiliation. These journeys are not only a testament of our shared history, but also the foundation of the strength and enduring bond we have forged over the years.
Meanwhile, the Peace, Security and Development Initiatives (PSDI) has enjoined Nigerians to avoid politicizing security issues as it is counterproductive to the renewed drive to further secure the nation. Now, the initiative condemned attempts by some persons to politicize Nigeria's security challenges, especially the recent rescue of the former Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Maharazu Tiga.
The armed forces of Nigeria under the present leadership, from our observation, is doing so much to tackle security challenges. Terrorists, bandits and other criminals are surrendering in droves. Some stubborn ones are being killed. The armed forces is tackling oil theft, saving the country plenty of money. We use this opportunity to advise especially our youth to shun all negative vices and shun this set of politicians who have their children abroad but would want always to use innocent youth at home to foment trouble.
The initiative urged Nigerians to support the military and the intelligence agencies with useful information to enhance proactive operations and acknowledge President Bola Tinubu's continued support to the military. Now, the federal government has directed all federal tertiary institutions that have been granted recruitment waivers to publicly advertise the available vacancies to ensure a transparent, open and competitive recruitment process that offers equal opportunity to all eligible Nigerians. A statement by the Director of Press, Federal Ministry of Education, also states that all federal tertiary institutions are reminded to submit their recruitment needs to the Ministry for review by the Committee on Waiver and Recruitment, which the Ministry has put in place adequate mechanisms to ensure compliance, as sanctions will be applied where necessary. Meanwhile, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has approved the implementation of a guiding policy on eligibility for the appointment of vice-chancellors, rectors and provosts. This policy, he states, became necessary following a pattern of undue advantage observed over the years, where officers serving as in acting capacities often leverage their positions to influence appointment outcomes, thereby compromising the fairness and transparency of the selection process. The policy stipulates that any officer serving in an acting capacity as Vice-Chancellor, Rector or Provost shall not be eligible to apply for the substantive position while still holding the acting appointment. However, in the interest of fairness, such officers may choose to recuse themselves from their acting positions before the expiration of their non-renewable 6-month tenure, thereby becoming eligible to apply for the substantive role. This policy is designed to complement the existing Federal Ministry of Education guidelines for the appointment of vice-chancellors, rectors and provosts 2013, along with all other extant regulations governing appointments in federal tertiary institutions. And that's it on the AM News. We'll take a break now and we'll rejoin Thelma and Patience thereafter.